I just got a question from an Amazon seller in our community. You know who you are, so thanks for asking. And he was asking, what is the best way to filter an Amazon search term report? Which may seem like a technical question, but it has really big implications for your whole business. Right now, I'm going to give you the secret keys to find how much money is actually being wasted, completely wasted on your Amazon ads, so that you can stop that and you can make more money instantly, more profit instantly. This could be a mortgage payment, a car payment, dinners all month are free, whatever you want. The answer is probably in this document for your business. And the second thing is we're going to be able to find stuff that's working so we can do more of that stuff. But just backing up for a second, what even is this thing? What are we looking at? Well, this is an Amazon search term report. This is an Excel spreadsheet that you download from Amazon itself, from the advertising console. And basically what it shows you is on a really granular level what's working and what's not working with your ads. Because in the ads console, you can see like ad spend, ad revenue, ACOS, ROAS, those general metrics graphed over time. But what you can't really see as well is, you ran an ad for this particular term and it got this many clicks and it got that much spend and that much sales. So this is basically that, right? And so it's just a spreadsheet that you download. Each row in the spreadsheet represents one specific term, right? So this means, for the period that we're talking about, this specific term spent a total of $54 across 57 clicks, and it generated $179 in sales. And that, of course, that spend divided by those sales is a 30.265, etc. percent ACOS, right? And so that's just for that one term. And then we have a bunch of other terms just to keep it really universal and applicable to everybody. I changed the specific campaign names and the targeting and the search terms to just generic ones so we can focus on the bigger picture here. Okay, but this is real data. This is a real search term report pulled for the last 60 days, I think, in the case of this account, right? So you might be looking at this spreadsheet and you're like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of data here. What do I do with this thing? That's exactly what to do. Like anything though, it's simpler than it seems, and there are only a few things that really matter. So I want to introduce you to the main characters of our story that we focus on, and everything else can take a back seat. The first thing is first the customer search term, and our important stuff. I'm going to put it in yellow highlight just because it's a color of importance and of urgency. So, customer search term is basically what shoppers actually clicked when they found your ad and they click through, right? That's different from the targeting because the targeting is what you as a seller set, but it's not necessarily the same thing as what the customer actually clicks. This is especially true of auto campaigns where you don't set any specific targeting, and it could even be the case that for broad and phrase match you set a slightly different target, and then Amazon's algorithm tweaked it a little bit and gave you this specific customer search term. You'll find that this is true across all your accounts. Um, and so yeah, that's so this one is the more important one. This is what customers actually clicked and what actually got you sales at the end of the day. The other two important characters, of course, are spend, so what we actually spent out of our wallet on the ads, and very similarly, what we got back in return. What did we make in sales? Because that's really what matters. And we want this, the amount of spend to be as low in proportion to the sales as possible as a general rule. There's stuff to consider like ranking and what have you, but that's a different topic for a different day. But yeah, so I think pretty much what we have here. I'll show you the positive view first, right? Here in column O, I'll just filter it by Z to A. I think it was already filtered that way, and that'll give us our top, best-selling customer search terms, right? So say this was, I don't know, say we're an aluminum water bottle company, and this term was aluminum water bottle, right? And we spent $300 and we got $1,000 back. And this 27% ACOS does work with our margins. It's a little high probably, but say it works with our margins and we want to do more of that. All we would do is take this customer search term, again, not the keyword, but the customer search term, and we would put this into a keyword research tool like a Helium 10, for example, where it gives you a bunch of other keyword examples back, and then that can help you brainstorm, and you can run more manual campaigns for more terms like this, right? So you have more similar results along these same lines, right? And so that's how you use the search term report information to grow it. But now let's see the downside of it, and let's see how to sort of cap our downside here. I want to show you something that you're not going to like. It's not going to be pretty, but if you can find this in your account and you can do something about it, you can save thousands, in some cases tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands every single month as you grow. Right? This is real money that's being spent. And so, yeah, let me ask you something though. You see with all these terms right here in column N, you see we spent 300, we got back 1,000, spent 186, got back 918. That's awesome. Spent 33 bucks, got back 223. Awesome, awesome. But you could probably imagine, right, that there's going to be certain terms that spent but didn't get any sales at all, right? You can imagine that. That's easy to imagine. It happens all the time. So if terms have like even like this one where the ACOS is too high, right? Like we spent $43 and only got back 61, even that's at least we got a sale out of that. But you can imagine there's probably some terms where we spent like, at least the 24 bucks, but we didn't make any sales at all. So I'm just going to filter by that. I'm going to filter by all the spend where we spent anything. So I'm just going to take out the zeros here. But, and I'm going to do the exact opposite here on the sale. So I'm going to clear it. I'm only going to see for the time being items where we had spend, right? But no sales. And I might as well filter this by highest to lowest, right? All right. So boom. And just to make it painful, let's sum this. So 7,000, right, is the number. 7,361 is the amount that we spent on terms in the last 60 days that resulted in no sales whatsoever. And here are our most egregious offenders here. So we have one with 46 clicks, 30 bucks in spend and nothing, right? 40 clicks, $26 and nothing, 30 and nothing, right? It's more excusable when you get into the lower numbers. Like it's not statistically significant to say, well, we got 3 clicks and we should have converted 1 in 3. I mean, unless we know that the listing is converting, 1 in every 3 customers, it would be unrealistic to expect that most of these terms would really, would convert in a big way. But there's no excuse for having stuff like this in the account because statistically it's over, right? Like we like to see products that have roughly a 10% conversion rate. So once it passes that and we've got 18 clicks, and we haven't converted anybody, it's okay to shut it off. Right? And you might be asking, okay, how do I shut it off? Well, you have a couple options. If you truly think in your heart that the search term is indeed relevant, or maybe it's good for ranking or something like this, you can keep it running, but you'll just probably want to lower the bid so that you don't pay as much for each individual ad click, so that maybe the ACOS can get in line, or it can give you more chances to get more clicks and eventually convert someone. So that's the less severe option. But again, if you've seen a term, it's got 46 clicks, it's not doing much of anything. It's a burden on our spend, on our budget here. We can add it as a negative keyword to the campaign that it came from. So you'd have to go into this campaign, take this, and add this as a negative exact keyword, right? And just block it out so that this never spends in this way again. And then magically, you'll find that this wasted ad spend over time goes away. And that's how, in aggregate, you get a better, sort of a lower ACOS in your ads account over time. That's just how that works, right? So you have a couple, just like a painter with multiple brushes, you have a couple brush styles, you have a couple tools that you can use to lower this amount of spend. If you truly believe it's a good term or you need it for ranking, you could decrease the bid. And that way you'll still show up, but the clicks that you get will be less expensive. Or if you're finding it's just simply not relevant, or maybe it's past the point of return statistically, add it as a negative keyword, negative exact, right? You can even use, to add a third sort of paintbrush to the mix, you could even add some terms as negative phrase. So for example, if you sell a red water bottle and you're getting clicks for a blue water bottle, You could add blue water bottle as negative exact, but you'd only be eliminating your appearances for that specific term. You could add blue as a negative phrase, for example. So you'd never show up for anything blue ever again because the water bottle that you're selling was in fact red, or vice versa, right? Um, so yeah, that's how you cut this spend. It doesn't seem like, what's $30, what's $15, what's 18, but it adds up. It adds up really fast to the point where there was 7,300 in spend just gone over the course of 60 days, right? That is indeed a mortgage payment that's being spent on terms that resulted in no sales whatsoever, none. So that's really harmful. And unless you do this exercise and you look through the search term report like we just did, you're going to keep getting hurt by this every single month. It's like a crazy tax on your Amazon business that doesn't go away, right? So you can fix it and you'll make more money for sure. And on the flip side, you can also accentuate more of what's already working so you can get more sales that way. So there's both removing the negative and enhancing the positive. I wrote you a book. I will drop it in the comments of this video. It's got 5+ years of Amazon ads data packed into it on exactly what's working with new techniques and strategies, especially things that the Amazon algorithm is looking for now in 2023 that they weren't looking for in previous years. I'll drop it in the comments of this video, and it's totally free. So check it out if you would like. I'll see you on the other side. See you in the next video.